Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So it's Friday, so happy Friday. And we got some bad news, which is good news. And that news confirmed rate cuts. That's right. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why this is a good thing, why it could propel Bitcoin and crypto to new highs. Yeah, and let's have a good Q&A session. All right, let's get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are certainly starting out today much better than yesterday. We are starting out the day at 113, which is like $2,000 higher. ETH is climbing back up to 4,500. Sol back to 210, and green all around. And that's thankfully due to bad news, which is what we wanted. How does that make sense? All right, well, let's talk about it. U.S. market is also very green right now. It's because of this. Yesterday, we had some ADP job numbers. Today, we have some official Fed numbers about payrolls and also about unemployment, which both came in worse than expected, way worse than expected. So in August, apparently we only added 22,000 jobs. Okay, that is way under than the estimate of 75,000. It's less than half of the estimate, which shows that, yeah, there's just not a whole lot of people finding jobs right now. It's difficult. Employers are just not hiring. And not only that, unemployment ticked up to 4.3%. And it was like 4.2%. So bottom line is there's more people out of work right now and less people getting hired. So why is that good news? Well, it's good news if you're an investor. It's not good news if you're just like an average Joe looking for a job, obviously. That's not good news. But for investors, it's good news because that is like the green light to look. Oh my God, that jumped huge. That's a green light for not only confirming 3 rate cuts, but we now have, this is what I've been talking about, a 50 basis point percentage come up for this month. It was just at 2%. Now it jumped up to 16%. So it's a 100% lock that we will get something. But now it's 84% for 25 basis point cut, 16% for 50 basis point cut. And if we don't get that 50 basis point cut, it doesn't really matter because in October, it's already priced in, or baked in, I should say, 70% for a cut, and December, we're at 65%. So today's numbers basically gave the green light to the Fed, like, you're going to cut, and you're going to cut now, and you're going to cut later, and you're going to cut more. That's basically the bottom line. That's why markets are green. That's why Bitcoin and crypto, both green. These are all fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. And you know, yesterday, I made a big deal about my video last night because it was just really stupid. Yesterday, crypto should have gone up too because yesterday markets went up. The reason why it didn't go down was really stupid because the U.S. exchange, NASDAQ, wants to impose more rules against crypto companies that have treasuries. It's not their place. It really isn't. The SEC is now coming out saying that they want to ease crypto regulation, like the bad parts, and also create good parts, like good frameworks for companies and brokers and exchanges to follow. In fact, they're the ones with the CFTC that says, hey, stock exchanges in the U.S., or just exchanges in general, because there may not just be stocks in the future. They're the ones that said, hey, we're going to allow these guys to offer spot Bitcoin, ETH, and others. So they're the regulators, not NASDAQ. And NASDAQ doing what they did yesterday was what brought down crypto, and it should have never happened. So again, I'm waiting for the SEC to give NASDAQ a call and say, you guys need to stop it. That's not your place to do. We set the rules, right, when it comes to these kind of safeguards and stuff. So I don't know. Anyways, today things came back up. It's early. Let's see where things head. Yesterday, if you look at the Bitcoin inflow for ETFs, all red. It was a negative day, negative 222 million, except BlackRock. BlackRock's like, we're not going to follow. We are going to buy when others are panic selling. ETH, same thing. ETH, you had every fund selling except BlackRock. Although BlackRock did have a massive outflow the day before, they pretty much made up for it by buying it all back. Right? So that's a good sign, a good reversal sign that BlackRock is coming back in, because you had 2 days of zero and then a massive outflow day. But then, we reversed with a good massive inflow day. So that's good. So this is good. We're recovering from yesterday. And, these things happen all the time, right? Wall Street gets scared. They're very reactive. They're trying to digest any little bit of economic data or news that comes out. But those of us that understand, we are not frightened. We continue to hodl and DCA, right? Sora Ventures out of Taiwan that just announced a $1 billion Treasury fund. So that's pretty big. That's B with a billion. And initial capital and commitment of 200 million from institutional partners from around Asia. That's pretty big, right? Again, if you understand, you understand. You don't get frightened away by some FUD. You continue to move forward, right? Let's see. There are some that are selling though, right? We know that. Some of the whales from Satoshi era have been moving. But why is that? Why are they selling? Well, a lot of them are selling because, and this has never happened before. They're selling because they're buying ETH. And it could be because they understand that altcoin season is around the corner and they may be looking for a little bit more gains, right? So even though we do have some big Bitcoin whales selling, okay, it's for good reasons, I guess, sort of. They're not selling because they're cashing out. They're selling because they're buying ETH with that. But the way they do it is kind of weird. A lot of them don't do OTC market. They do it on big exchanges. And they cause a lot of volatility. But regardless, again, those of us that understand, we will continue to hold on DCA pretty much forever to protect ourselves from nasty inflation, from economic policy, from all the stuff that we talk about every day, the debasing of dollars or any fiat currency for that matter, right? And all the shenanigans that countries and politicians do. This is why we hold Bitcoin. Bitcoin breakout brewing, yes. Yes, we just have to get past what we're going through right now. There's no reason to believe that Bitcoin has topped out. We got a long ways to go. Although, when I say long ways to go, there's only 3 months left of this year, right? So far, this September has been good. A lot of people were very, very, very afraid that September may be really bad. Well, look at it right now. we're up about 4%. Last year, we were up 7%. A year before, up 4%. So this notion that September historically is a bad month may be going away. It's early. It's early, but we'll see. We will see. So far, so good. And as for altcoin season, we're at the very beginning of it. Like I said, we have some big whales selling Bitcoin to buy ETH. Never has happened before. Well, I'm sure there's some whales that have done it. But like these major, huge, billion-dollar sells to buy ETH, never happened before. And there are a lot of ETH Treasury companies right now, obviously led by Tom Lee's BitMine, and they are traded. They have about 6.6 billion in ETH, and you got Sharplink Gaming. I think this is by Joseph Lubin, who is a co-founder of ETH. They have like 3 billion, and then you got Coinbase, of course, they have a lot, and then you got a few others. So there are definitely those that now believe in ETH and loading up on it. Okay, it's like the new gold mine, but you could call it a silver mine. Back in the day, you would call Litecoin silver to Bitcoin's gold, but now these days, no one wants Litecoin. So you could kind of think of that as the case. ETH staking queue surpasses unstaking in September. In September, by the way, which is supposed to be a bad month. But it's looking like it's going to be a great month, and probably, and that's because of the rate cut. And because of the bad numbers, the bad job numbers. Again, if you're not an investor, bad numbers is bad. Okay, no matter how you slice it. But if you're an investor, it's good. And that's just how it works sometimes. It's a bizarre world. Now, if you truly understand what's going on, then it's actually really easy to figure out sometimes, right? So, outside of just a lot of buying and holding and staking, there's a lot of other stuff going on, right? Like ETH is a powerhouse because it introduced smart contracts back in the day. It also introduced tokenization. It introduced NFTs. Also, RWA. Whoa, big super chat. Alabaster Smidge, $50. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your support. RWA is huge too. Look at Jack Ma. Jack Ma and Alibaba, they purchased a huge amount, I think 44 million of ETH. Okay? Because of institutional adoption, obviously, and RWA. RWA is a big thing. It's happening around the world. What can you tokenize? What real-world assets can you tokenize? Well, there's many things. You got U.S. Treasuries. But what about, like right now, it's really based on treasuries and stocks. Let's not forget stocks. Like, digital stuff that you can't really touch, right? But what if you can RWA physical things, collectibles? But what about something more useful for those of you guys in the crypto space? Like right now, Bitcoin mining is a big deal, right? You got Trump, his family involved with American Crypto, the newest Bitcoin mining company partnered with HUD 8, right? So I saw this from PinLink. What if you could combine RWA and Bitcoin mining and yield on top of ETH? It's kind of like, a pretty good synergy there. So I came across PinLink. That's exactly what they do. A lot of people are into Bitcoin mining or into Bitcoin, and they want some yield, right? That's something that RWA can help with. And this project is on top of ETH. Their DeepIn marketplace is all about tokenizing like miners, GPUs, infrastructure, right? So it's actually kind of different versus all the other stuff where it's just like, yield or stocks or anything like that. So it's actually quite interesting. They have all these miners that you can actually buy fractional pieces. So you have some ownership and then you get yield from them. It's like running your own mining farm without having a mining farm. And you could do so with their own token called PIN or USDC with stable coins. And pretty soon they're going to expand to other things too, like infrastructure stuff, like AI agents and stuff like that. So it's actually quite interesting for this project. But there are many different ways to utilize RWA that's coming. We haven't even explored a small fraction of what's possible, right? But this is related to crypto, so that's pretty good. But pretty soon you could do any kind of collectible if you want, if you think about it. Like even sports cards, Pokemon cards, cars in general, vacations, real estate, you know, there's so many stuff. All right, outside of this, lastly, I covered this yesterday too, but Justin Sun replied, I am innocent. Basically, he had his wallet blacklisted, full of World Liberty Financial tokens. A lot of people want World Liberty Financial tokens. Have asked me a lot about them, but I guess Justin Sun caught dumping, and the project does not like it. So they blacklisted the project, his wallet. You know, I don't know if that's a good thing. Yes, a lot of us would like to stop that if he's actually doing that. And that's all great and all. But when it comes to crypto, it's supposed to be about decentralization. A lot of people argue projects should not have the ability to blacklist wallets or freeze wallets or, you know, to recover funds by doing a soft fork, right? That's the whole point of decentralization, because if the central authority, or if there is one, is able to make changes like that, then it's not really decentralized. Then they are centralized, right? So there's always this argument whether or not these foundations or project leaders or devs should be doing these kind of stuff. But when it comes to World Liberty Financial, I'm pretty sure Trump and family's like, you need to stop him. We don't want anyone dumping. Something like that. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Today is still pretty good day all around. MicroStrategy up. I don't know if they got added to S&P 500 today. Today was supposed to be the day. I didn't hear anything about it. Maybe they didn't. It says Interactive Brokers just got included. I'm not sure they did. They met all criteria. But at least they're going up today. And Bitcoin is still doing fine, and all the rest are doing fine. All right. And Coinbase is up too. Coinbase is up slightly. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Yeah, I'm not sure why Justin needed to dump $9 million with the World Liberty Financial. The guy is a billionaire. There's no need to sell $9 million of World Liberty Financial tokens. It's like, you know, it's like $100 or $10 for us when you're a billionaire, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. Danny boy, curious to know what you do with the super chat. DCA Bitcoin? Well, I use it to pay my bills. You know, I do have bills still. But keep in mind, super chats, like 40% of it, it's either 40 or 60% Google takes. Google takes a huge chunk. So it's like a tax. But without YouTube, you know, none of this would have happened, so you can't really complain about it. And there's just no good YouTube competitors. There really isn't. The only one that's sort of close is Rumble, right? But their search algorithm just isn't the same. But, you know, I'm still thinking about doing something with Rumble. Hopefully we can get something going. I think Rumble also takes a cut of ad revenue. It's just less. And I don't know if you have the ability to send super chats. Dr. Genocide, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What's your take on BTC Core 30's OP return fiasco coming in October 2025? Will allowing PDF content on chain, illegal in most countries, bring Bitcoin down or land known runners behind bars? I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds like you can put content on chain that is supposed to be not on chain, and it could be illegal, you know, in certain countries. I don't know. Will it cause countries to ban Bitcoin? Probably not, because they've already tried and they can't. So I don't know the details, Troy. I guess I'll have to look into it. Looks like they just want to use Bitcoin for storage of some kind. Alabaster sends another super chat. It's 2 big super chats. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Overall, today's pretty good. You know, like, I hate to be the guy to say, you know, bad news is good news, because a lot of us are privileged. We have extra money. We're able to invest, and we love to see our portfolio go up, right? But let's not forget about the millions and millions and millions of people out there that do not invest, that don't have anything. And, you know, like, news like this ain't good. It's not good for the economy. There are people struggling because they can't find a job. So it kind of sucks. It really does. This is why we need those rate cuts. This is why we want them. And now we got a 50 basis point percentage. It's at 16% and still climbing. You know, if more, we got a couple weeks left. If next week we get some really bad economic data too, that thing may climb up to like 30% or something, you know? Number one is mine. Are you trying to out super chat people? Let's see, in Discord, rate portfolio. I haven't looked at this in a little bit. Whole little soldier has 34% in ETH, 30% Bitcoin, 21% in Sol, and the rest in some decent projects. But the top 3, obviously, ETH, Bitcoin, and Sol. Can't go wrong with that. That's a really good makeup. For me, I like to see Sol a little bit higher. Okay, I would, you know, make that higher and make ETH a little bit lower. But, you know, for altcoin season, that's not bad. I think I covered this guy before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered this guy. No Bitcoin, no ETH. Majority is in Cardano. It's kind of weird. Anyways, rate my portfolio channel is in the Discord. You guys need to add it, or yeah, if you guys want me to chime in. I created a Clash Royale clan, by the way. This game still frustrates me like no other, but I created a clan in case you guys want to play it. I played someone yesterday 3 times, and I hate royal recruits. I hate it. Hate it. Can't defeat it. Hate it. No, I could defeat it. I just don't want to change my deck to defeat it. That's all. But whoever played me is like, what the hell? You're not very good. Which I'm not, because I haven't been playing this for years. But in case you guys are wondering, you should join it. Speaking of watches, it's still being produced. CRU watches is being produced right now. It should be done in October, right? Any plans for ladies' watches? No, unfortunately not. It's really expensive to produce these watches, so I'm just sticking with men's for now. Be 3 different colors: silver, black, and gold. Gold would be very exclusive. And I may be doing something even more exclusive to the gold ones, because the gold ones will be limited out of 21. Gold with a green face. And I may auction off one where it's like super special. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there could be something big with that. But they're going to look fantastic. They're going to look as good as any high-end watches. You should start a gaming YouTube channel. You know, there are a lot of big gaming channels out there. I just feel like I'm too old to do that, but I'm encouraging my sons to do it because they play all the time. But, you know, I just play because I'm so damn bored sometimes. I don't have any pictures right now. I've shown them before. It's really good. The band is, you know, the band and the band looks like an AP watch, and then inside the skeleton you could see through into the gears, and there's a big CRU. Is there a point in bull run where you would stop DCA into a coin before it hits your target? Yeah, like if Bitcoin's at 200,000, I would stop, because I think we would be very close to top, even though we may go a little bit more, but it's fine to hold, but probably not good to DCA more. You know, something like that. I'm not sure. It could be a little bit sooner than that. It depends on where we are too. If we're like December and Bitcoin is at like 170, for example, or even 150, right? Then I'll be a little bit more hesitant, because I want to see if it becomes a super cycle. I want to see if next year, January and February, if we continue the same kind of upward trend, or if we just completely stop and go into crypto winter. Any benefits to people holding massive cock NFT on the watch? No. On the watch? No. I don't get it. You mean to get the watch? No. Got a good amount of people watching right now. 3,600. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Why is gold going parabolic? I don't know. And I don't really think it's going parabolic. Still like 32, 3,300, right? What's your highest super chat amount? There's been a few days. I think when we surpassed 100,000 for the first time. I mean, people have submitted $100 super chats before, but like one live stream, I think the highest I got was like $1,200, $1,200 in super chats. Now, of course, like again, I forgot what Google takes, 40% of that or whatever, but that was the highest ever, and I was drinking heavily on that stream. A blue label. Haven't had one of those days in a while. How do you join Discord? The link is in the description, man. It's in the CryptosRUs Learn page. You just click into it and you automatically join. You know, we had, I think today's last day of boot camp. We had 3 days of boot camp. It went really well. A lot of people signed up. We will have another boot camp at the end of this month, in case you missed it. But we're also going to put like recordings out there. And there's an exclusive chat room, you know, with a lot of charts and meme coins too. People love memes. People like talking about memes. There's a lot of memes in here. Stray Dog is one that has done really well. And there's others that's being listed in here. Off-topic stuff. TA, I got like 4 guys doing TA for us in here. I mean, this is all free. It really makes no sense why any of you guys that love crypto and you love chatting in here, why you would not join. And breaking news. And anything else. I just added some stuff. Clipping too. I'm always looking for people that clip more stuff. And I'm paying for those clips. Squad AM says that you missed my super chat. I'm sorry. Do you like Project Kita? I don't know what it is. So, can't help you there. What is the next BTC target for you hosting a party? I don't know. I still haven't had my 100K party, but it seemed like no one really cared, you know? Like it came and went, and I was trying to find some sponsors, talking to some projects I know, and like no one really cared about 100K, which is weird. Hosting a party is a lot of work. It really is. Finding a venue, making sure it's locked down and all the stuff, you know. If you need to get a DJ, you need to get TVs, you need to get a stage, music, food, all this stuff. I don't really want to deal with it. But yeah, maybe like 200,000 would be significant. 200, 250,000. I joined Discord last night, couldn't sleep, so I bought more Pengu. Is Pengu really like taking off right now? %, that's not bad. Last 7 days up 3%. Last month still slightly down, but they're at 2 billion market cap, 1.9 billion. So gold's at 3,600, huh? Seems like a lot of people don't know about the description. Do a cruise party. Remember back in the day, 2017, before I was, I guess, a big crypto influencer, they had a crypto cruise, and they invited all these people there. It sounded a little cringe, but I guess people had a good time back in the day. I think that was 2017. And I haven't heard of another one. There was a crypto flight. There was a flight from Dubai to Singapore, I believe. And this company rented out like a whole section of a plane. And I heard it was nuts. I didn't take it, luckily, but people were dancing on the seats, like drinking and like going nuts throughout the whole flight. I don't know how they did it. and how the air marshals let that happen and stuff. Supposedly it was nuts. That was last year. Or maybe that was earlier. No, that was last year for token. Let's see. World Liver Financial. Let's see. Today's up 11%. Has it bottomed out? I think that's the question. After they froze Justin Sun's account, it seems like it has. I don't know. It's only been a day, so we'll see. WAP is just a sign-up mechanism. You go into WAP, you click it, and then it brings you to Discord. That's it, Iggy. It's quite simple. The only thing in WAP after you sign up is the Discord link. That's all you need to do. Lazaro, I got one BTC that I bought at 21K. Also, other 9 coins when it was 8K each. Don't know if I want to switch to BTC. Those coins. Okay, I think you're asking if the other coins you bought, you should just switch to Bitcoin. It depends. I mean, we're in altcoin season now, so if you're talking about like ETH and Sol and others, you may want to just hold on to them. But if it's like, I don't know, like Litecoin, for example, it's not going to outperform Bitcoin. If it's like Polygon, not going to outperform Bitcoin. So I guess it depends on what you're holding. Oh, MicroStrategy turned red. That's not good. Yeah, the market is turning. Man, look, what is this? Nvidia going down 3% plus. Robinhood going down almost 4%. What is going on? Yeah, we're going down a little bit. Tech is being sold off hard right now. Apple's not down. Why is Nvidia down? When Nvidia is down, that's not a good thing. Then you know Wall Street's trying to sell off tech. Google and Apple are doing fine. Well, Google just won some antitrust thing, and Apple is fine because they're not going to be tariffed. Oh well. Tesla is up big. Tesla, because of this. A new pay plan for Elon worth $1 trillion. The last one was already voted against. And it didn't make sense that... I mean, do you guys even realize how much $1 trillion is? 1 trillion is unfathomable. Would you ever stream on Pump Fun? You know what? It's interesting that you asked about that because I just been made aware of it, but you're supposed to be live streaming about what you're trying to pump. Everyone here is trying to like get involved with a meme coin. Although some of these, this one is about Pokemon cards. But you could see there's the market cap, so you have to list some kind of meme. But I don't know if you just live stream without a meme, if it makes any sense. Dev is sleeping. I don't know why you live stream an empty chair and why anyone would watch it. I guess a lot of people are just, you know, streaming about random stuff, but you're supposed to attach a coin to it. So I'm thinking if I create a meme coin, then I will stream about it on Pump Fund. That's if I release it on Pump.fund. And then that would make the most sense. But yeah, supposedly there's a lot of people making a ton of money on here. Yeah, we are retracing a little bit. Dr. SAS says, let's be honest, guys. This rate cut will trigger a recession at the end. No, it won't. The rate cuts prevent a recession from happening. If we didn't have rate cuts, then we would have a recession. Oh, it gone down to 12%. It went from 16 down to 12 for some reason. Of a 50 basis point cut. Not 25, 50. Rate cuts normally stimulate the economy. Okay? Why? Why does it stimulate the economy? It makes it cheaper for banks to borrow from the Fed. Makes it cheaper from businesses to borrow from banks. And a lot of stuff also go with it. But if businesses are able to borrow capital at a lower cost, then it's more likely they're going to hire people. You know, jobs will go up, and so that it's like the trickle effect. Also, like Treasuries, which affects the prime rate, which affects like mortgages and stuff like that, goes down too. You know, so there's a lot of things. Yeah, it's 1,000 pallets with $1 billion on each one to equal $1 trillion. It's too much money. Chit Chat says, down here in Canada, we're no doubt going to recession. I never hear good things about Canada. I don't know about you guys. When I visited, I did like Montreal though. No, Vancouver. I went on a vacation to Vancouver earlier this year, and I did really enjoy Vancouver. I like it better in Toronto. A lot of people tend to go to Toronto. I like Vancouver better because it's a better mix of outdoors and like nature and city life. And the food was fantastic. Toronto is just like all about food. And only Asian food. If you like Asian food, that's about it. But outside these two things, I don't hear a lot of good things about Canada. Although it just felt like you're in the U.S. Like when you're in the middle of downtown Vancouver, there's no difference than being downtown of any city in the U.S. It feels exactly the same. If Canada became a big state, 51st state, No one would notice the difference. To hear, appreciate the super chat. Man, we're really sliding down here. I think the market is turning red. All of a sudden, man, we're getting a big sell-off. A big sell-off. MicroStrategy turned red. Coinbase turned red. US market is turning red right now. Look at all the stocks I have. It's all down. Crypto right now is still in the green, but not very. MSTR is not being added to S&P 500. Okay, that makes sense. Do you think quantum computers pose a threat to Bitcoin in the future? No. Not something we have to worry about for a long, long, long time. Long time. Dan, annexing Canada? I'm not the one that brought it up, man. It's people in the chat that's bringing up how Canada has issues. I don't normally bring it up. I'm not from Canada, so I don't really care. Yeah, Iggy is from Canada. Very passionate about Canada. You know, it's okay to whine and complain, right? I mean, it's fine. It just seems like a lot of people just hold it in until they can't anymore, and then they explode. I don't know why. Today it turned out to be a good day because of bad jobs numbers. And now it's flipping around. Maybe now Wall Street's thinking, it could just be a fake out too, but maybe Wall Street's thinking, yeah, it's not so good to have bad jobs report and unemployment go up. We started out great. No, we're not. But you know what? It could be a fake out. Trump announcement at 4 p.m. Yeah, I don't watch football, so I don't know how Dallas Cowboys look like. But I'm sure they look like just like every other year, like losers. People get so riled up about Cowboys, and they just don't go anywhere every year. Even though at the beginning of the year they show a lot of promise, and then come playoff time, they just get an early out. Bears just suck. Bears suck every year. Worse than any other team. P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant for the win. I've been trying to play that deck. When I watch the pros play that deck, they're unbeatable. When I play, I get beat 50% of the time. My win rate is 50%, so I have not been moving. I win one, lose one, win two, lose two, win one, lose two, and then win two. It's like I have not been able to move above 10K, but I have been trying new decks. Because I'm trying to decrease the elixir. Are we still doing DCA portfolio? Yeah, it's still there. It's on the website. You could see it in real time. And I've added some recently. It's in the dashboard. A lot of people actually use dashboard. The number one feature of this website is dashboard. It's actually kind of useful. You could see the DCA portfolio. It's up 99% basically, so it's just fine. Fear, we're in fear mode right now. You got the crypto bubbles of what's doing well right now. Like World Financial, M is doing well today. I don't even know much about M. I think got a hot list or a hot token watch list of a lot of different sectors. They're either doing well or not doing well. Today, pretty much everything's in the green, just a few exceptions. It's a useful page. It's a very useful page. Why did we come down so hard? Wall Street selling, just like yesterday. Yesterday we fell back down to what? 109, and then Wall Street closed and we started climbing back up. Could be the same thing today. Although Wall Street started out really green, and then now it's turned red. Man, Nvidia's down 4%. That's horrible. And my beloved Robinhood is down 5%. Man, my options are going to get slaughtered. But you know what? It'll come back. I'll have to just DCA some more. Where's the liquidation levels? Let's look at it. Yeah, we don't even have a lot of longs below. We have a lot of shorts up here. Look at it. You got this 113.9, 114.2. We were heading there. Wall Street decided to bring us down. Otherwise, man, we should be back up to 114, 115 today. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of levels to liquidate on a long side. It's more on a short side. If you check the 24-hour, same thing. Most of it is on the upside right here. The market makers tend to go for the heaviest levels. Downside, we already slid down a lot, so there's not a whole lot down here. Of course, there are levels, but on the top, it's right here. That's what we want to see liquidated. What do you think about exchange tokens like top 25 BNB or lower? BNB is on a different planet because they're not just an exchange token. They have their own chain that does decently well. And Binance does quarterly burns. That helps. Other exchange tokens, they're kind of following the same model, but they're just not as strong. Doesn't mean you can't make money with it, but the fundamentals behind them are just not nearly as strong as BNB. You can't go wrong with BNB. It just formed a new all-time high just like a few weeks ago. But for the others, I can't really say much good things about them. BNB is at 118 billion. It's a huge amount. What do you think about a Coinbase credit card? I'll pay 4% back in Bitcoin. It's an American Express card. I'm a fan of American Express, and the card itself, the design looks cool. But yeah, Gemini, they have their credit card that pays in Bitcoin or pays back rewards in Bitcoin. I mean, it's a new thing. Why not? Why not? 4% is actually pretty high. All these other cards only pay, like 2-3% in gas or restaurants or something. If you're getting 4% back in Bitcoin, that's like near the top. I don't know if they have that out yet. Yeah, ETH was climbing back. See, look at this. ETH is stuck. Let's draw a line here. ETH is stuck right here. 44.89. Can't seem to surpass it. It's been stuck there since August 28th, so that's a week ago. It seems like it's really long, but it's a week. But we did break out of this trend line, though. That's the thing. I think a lot of you guys that are worried about the momentum is over. I think this is the thing. Since July till August, we've been on this uptrend, and now we have broken through and we're going sideways past it. So what we want to see is, of course, let's say ETH getting back. So it needs to jump up to about 4,800 to get back to the trend line. That's what we want to see. If I extend this out, so we want it to go back. And after 4,800, of course, that is the all-time high. Well, it's a little bit above that, like almost 5,000. So above that, then we get back on track. But we're a little deviated right now. OpenAI to launch its first AI chip with Broadcom. Yeah, I missed that headline. That's why Nvidia is down so much. This? $10 billion orders for custom AI chips. Well, I guess it's good that there's some competition to Nvidia, because they are just printing money at this point. Man, it kind of sucks that Wall Street's selling off everything. We're doing very good. We're going to destroy or liquidate some shorts, and then we just all of a sudden start going down because they start selling. Coinbase is now down 3%. Coinbase has been really struggling. Ever since their quarterly came out, they topped out at 430 something. Their quarterly came out and they've been just stuck. Man, I've been streaming for an hour. I think it's time to go. It was fun, though. Today's chat was fun, but market's not fun because it has reversed. You know what, though? The message is the same. Those of us that know it's good to hold on DCA Bitcoin forever, basically. There'll be a lot of shenanigans all the time, like what we're seeing now. But the good thing is we will get some catalysts. right? Today's bad jobs numbers has given us some hope to a 50 base point cut this month, 14%. But it pretty much locks in 3 cuts that's coming. If we're not going to get a 50 basis point cut, we will get a 25 basis point in September, October, and December. So it gave us that. But I guess Wall Street's still a little concerned about overall health of the economy, which is valid. But stay strong, my friends. We will get through this as always. And who knows? Things may turn around by the end of today. All right? Smash the like. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Join Discord. Take care.